Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. The name is Ninja Knight. Make sure you like the video, make sure you share the video, make sure you subscribe to the channel and hit that notification bell for future uploads. Thank you. So here I have an article from today on Sport Bible that's saying that Manchester United reportedly want to re-sign Cristiano Ronaldo from Juventus. Now, I don't know about you, I would like to have a night with Charlize Theron, but I think it's quite unlikely. And the reporting in this certainly leaves me a little bit skeptical as to what is going on in this situation. Normally, when you see players make statements and this sort of activity start to happen, it means then that player is looking for another contract. Case in point, Sergio Ramos a couple of years ago floated the name of Manchester United out that he was willing to join. He got a new contract. Many players do this, and Manchester United unfortunately seem to be the casualty in that most players will throw that name out because United are willing to pay ridiculous wages. Look at what they pay Paul Pogba, for example, and what they've paid Alexis Sanchez. United are an easy target for bumper contracts to be given to players around. So we will talk about this as this video moves on. So Nasser Jabir is saying that Manchester United are trying to convince Cristiano Ronaldo to re-sign for the club for next season, according to stunning reports. It appears that they've been trying to do this for the last number of years and he's just not seemed interested. I'm not surprised because it's been an absolute mess at the club over the last couple of years, and if he was going to work with anybody, I think it would have been Jose Mourinho. I don't think he'd quite work with Ole Gunnar Solskjaer because I don't think he's a prolific manager, and I don't think ultimately Ronaldo could work with somebody like that because I think he would end up overshadowing that individual. You just have to look at the Portuguese national team, for example, and the way Ronaldo conducted himself there. Now, I'm a big fan of Ronaldo and I like how passionate he is, and I think he would work very well with Bruno Fernandes. But I think you do run the risk that if you have a manager like Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, who does appear a little bit weak, I think there's a risk of that player then overturning the whole process of what's happening there at the club. The Italian giants want to balance their books by getting rid of the 35-year-old who earns 28 million per year. What a number. And it is believed that United have expressed an interest per football journalist Christian Martin. He tweeted, "Last moment, our sources in Manchester and Porto confirmed that Manchester United tempted Cristiano Ronaldo with a return to the club for next season. The Portuguese analyses it. Juventus would negotiate it if he asks for it." So he's at Juventus at the moment, and I think anybody with a shred of common sense would understand that Juventus at the moment are a very good team. There's a very strong possibility that they could win multiple trophies, whereas at Manchester United at the moment, they need 5 or 6 more players to be competing whatsoever. Now, would I take Cristiano Ronaldo? Absolutely. But you're adding him to the list then of people like Juan Mata, Edinson Cavani, Nemanja Matic, guys that are over that age bracket and are going to be moving on fairly soon, I think. Edinson Cavani seems like a good signing, and to me then, if you were to bring in Ronaldo, you could have 2 up front, but then you're displacing Martial. I'd actually have no difficulty with that at all. I think United could sell Martial, as I do believe personally he's a little bit more static than a number of players that you could actually purchase. I think Ronaldo would actually be more playful than Martial would be. What's more, Juventus are prepared to negotiate with the Premier League side if the Portuguese ask to speak to them. So it's a kind of wait and see, really. Ronaldo's legacy at United is already set in stone, having enjoyed 6 trophy-laden seasons in Manchester. I think it'd be quite some time before United will challenge for the Premier League, but this could be a start. This could be another player to come in, but again, you could be looking at a guy that's looking for a wage at the end of the day. He had the chance to join Manchester United after he left Madrid, didn't, went to Juventus. And to me, like that was the time to bring him back. He won 3 Premier League titles, 2 League Cups, the FA Cup in 2004 and the prestigious Champions League in 2008. Ronaldo left the club in 2009 to sign for Real Madrid, where he continued his remarkable form, winning several trophies and scoring goals at an alarming rate. He just got better. I think he's the greatest of all time personally. He brought an end to his 9-year stay in Spain by signing a 4-year contract at Juventus. He's in his 3rd season at the Turin-based outfit following his switch in 2018. So yeah, there's 2 things that can be happening here. Juventus are a club that like to sell players. They like to get players on the cheap or on the free, and they like to sell them then before they run out of time. They're a very shrewd club and they do business very, very well, I think. They sometimes get players for free and then end up selling them then later on down the line. They're very clever. So I think the club would be looking to move him on if they're looking at his age. They're looking at the short sales. Maybe that might not be what they were when he joined, and they might think about investing that in the future, because there are certainly clubs out there that will bring this guy in no matter what age he was. There's clubs out there that will bring him in if he's 40, 50 plus, because he's just going to sell shorts and he is going to attract the crowd when the crowds do certainly return. So what do I think about this story? Well, I think if you bring him to the club, it's good because it brings recognition. It puts fear into other teams. I think he would play exceptionally well with Bruno Fernandes. He already is going to do that, I think, in the national team, and I think he would understand a winning mentality. What I would be doing is, I'd certainly, as the club at United, you see guys that are at the club at the moment, their heads drop and they don't get interested in matches if it's not going their way. Guys like Fernandes have showed they're not like that. Cristiano Ronaldo's not like that. Edinson Cavani's not like that. So guys that are actually winners, that have won things, certainly aren't going to drop the heads, and they're going to ask of other individuals to pick up their game. So ultimately, I think if they bring him to the club, it's good. I do think though that it won't be under Solskjaer, because like I said, I don't think Solskjaer would be strong enough a character to deal with these multiple personalities. He certainly wasn't able to deal with Alexis Sanchez, it seems, and just put him out to pasture. He's now having problems now with Mason Greenwood acting the clown, and he has them problems then that are erupting in the dressing room, with arguments happening as well too, and they're very valid arguments that are coming from the likes of Bruno Fernandes. It seems like it's an old boys type thing where Solskjaer's picking similar players. They were embarrassed in Istanbul, and to me that was a case in point where that should have been Solskjaer finished. We'll see what happens over the course of this international window. But if the club are making these moves, they're making it for two reasons. They're making it for jersey sales because they need money. They're also then looking to bring a player back then that would have history and would hopefully then inspire other players within the team. I'm all for this, and I'm sure most Manchester United fans are. What you would be concerned with, though, is the problem of a drama maybe unfolding then with himself and other players then, and other players getting a bit thick, because that's what happened back in the day then as well too, within 2008. Some players didn't like this guy's mentality. This guy is a born winner, and if someone's not pulling their weight, he's going to let them know. I'm a big fan of that. I think the club should have 11 of these guys. I don't think there should be anyone there that's kind of doubting being at the club or doubting who they are. I'd certainly say this: if I was United at the moment, I'd cut my losses with Paul Pogba. I would get rid of him, and I'd bring Ronaldo in 100%. Absolutely, I would do that. That would be the cleverest thing to do, and I think you could tempt Juventus into doing something like that. You could get rid of Pogba and the problems that he has, and then you could bring in Ronaldo, a born winner. He would get on with the rest of the team. He'd definitely play well with Bruno Fernandes, and I'm sure Donny van de Beek would play well too. And then I think you have a fairly solid front line then to go forward with. Anyway, what do you think about that? Would you like to see Cristiano Ronaldo return to the club, or do you think now it's time to move on from the Ronaldo era and try and focus on somebody else and many other players? Do you think the club needs born winners and guys with a winning mentality like this, or do you think that the club is doing the right thing and starting to try and build from the bottom and try and move up as they go along? Do you think that Ole Gunnar Solskjaer would be able to handle an individual like Cristiano Ronaldo, or would you fear that, like I said, this guy could definitely come in and try to call the shots, and it would pose a problem for Solskjaer? Do you think that Cristiano Ronaldo could work well with Mauricio Pochettino, who's been heavily rumoured to be joining Manchester United as manager very soon? Let me know. Hit the subscribe button, make sure you like this video, make sure you share the video, and I'll talk to you later. Good luck.